Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel for another vlog. So if you're new here, I'm Chelsea from Just Me Chelsea B, and we live in the panhandle of Florida. So I love to share videos on all of our beachy adventures and take you guys along with me. So if you're new, I hope that you will enjoy today's video and give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss an update from me. Alright you guys, so for today's video we are headed out to paddleboard, but this time we have two paddleboards. So if you've watched any of my previous vlogs, you know that when we moved here we got an inflatable paddleboard off Amazon, and so what we didn't realize is it's a little bit skinnier than what we needed. It works, it definitely works, but I think we needed a little bit wider one for a little bit more stability. So we're gonna still keep it, but we ordered one that is just about 2 inches wider on the sides and one more inch, I think 1 more inch longer. So overall it's bigger, and so we are both gonna get to paddleboard today. So we are gonna head to one of our favorite paddleboard spots. I think it's called Eastern Lake. It's off of 38. It's a freshwater lake that feeds right into the Gulf. So it's so fun, and it's actually a little bit cloudy today, so I don't think we're gonna completely fry. So we're gonna get all of our stuff out of our car and head to the lake. So let's go. We have to hurry. Day got cut just a little bit short because of a storm that was rolling in, but that's typical Florida. I feel like it goes from super sunny to stormy in just like a matter of 10 minutes. So we just went with it and figured it was better to be safe and go inside instead of try and see if we can beat the storm. So I figured I would cover a few pointers that we have gathered over our time of paddleboarding since we moved to Florida. So just a few things I wanted to kind of cover with you guys if you're beginners just like we've been. So the very first thing I think you have to decide whenever you you are getting a paddleboard is whether you want to go the inflatable route or do the hardboard. So we've actually done both. We actually rented a hard paddleboard a few years ago from a place in Panama City Beach. It was near St. Andrews State Park, and we decided to give it a try in the Gulf. It was actually a pretty calm day. The waves weren't crazy, but the paddleboard was so heavy, I couldn't carry it by myself. So getting it in and out of the water was just, I had to have Nick help me, and his brother was also with us, and he had to have help. So it's a little tricky because they are heavier. They are stable, obviously, and they go through the water really easily and quickly, but it's just a factor to consider. So whether or not you want an inflatable one or a hardboard is definitely a factor to consider up front. So you can always rent them to test them out to see which one you like better, and that's definitely what we would recommend doing first. So another factor is the width. That's something we had no idea was a factor at all. We didn't know it mattered, which now come to think of it, it makes sense. But the very first one that we have is actually, the measurements of it are 10 by 30 by 6, and the maximum weight on it is around 280 pounds. So we both fit on it, but it's just a little bit thinner. So we realized that obviously that throws off your stability whenever you're trying to get in the Gulf. In the lake, it's a lot easier, but it definitely helps to have a little bit more room. So that's why with our second paddleboard, we decided to go ahead and get a little bit wider. The dimensions of the new one that we just bought are 11 by 33 by 6, and the maximum weight capacity is around 350 pounds. So whenever we were trying to both get on the skinnier one, we were carrying 2 beach chairs, an umbrella, cooler, a waterproof bag, and we had a lot of stuff with us, and it still held us up. So maybe that kind of gives you an idea of the capacity of it, but it was a little bit further down in the water, so you could kind of play with the PSI on them. But that's something that we want to do, is carry our stuff from the freshwater lakes here in the Panhandle to the Gulf. So it's easier obviously now that we have 2 paddleboards. So that's something to keep in mind, is definitely the width. How big do you want it to be? I figured out too, with the wider one, it's a little bit longer, a little bit wider. It's heavier for me. So even in the water, which you saw from the clips earlier, Nick is actually able to kind of get through the water a little bit easier on the bigger one, because he obviously weighs a little bit more than me. So he prefers that one, but whenever I tried it, it was heavier. So it felt a lot trickier whenever you're trying to paddle, and especially whenever you're trying to turn. So we haven't tried it in the Gulf yet. I'm sure it might be quite a bit stabler whenever the waves are choppier. So we're gonna try that soon. So I'll keep you posted on that. But definitely keep in mind the width and whether or not you want an inflatable one or a hardboard. So like I've said before in previous vlogs, we do live in a 1-bedroom apartment. So space is obviously limited, and we drive to the beach. So we like the inflatable paddleboard option because, one, you can just take it with you anywhere you go, and it's just easier as far as just being able to, you know, toss it in your trunk. It fits perfectly in the bag. There's still plenty of room. It's not hard to get in or out. It has everything that you need in the bag. It has the fins, it has the pump, it has patch replacements and the little ankle cord that you need. So it comes with everything that you need. And I think total we've spent around like $250 per board. We did end up buying an electric pump the other day. So it comes with a manual pump, so like a bike tire type thing. And it has a special converter on the end to pump them up. But we decided to go ahead and splurge and get like a $60 electric pump that hooks up to the car. And we were able to pump up the bigger paddleboard in less than 10 minutes. So you set the PSI on the electric pump, and then it just blows it right up for you. So it was actually a lot easier. Nick has been carrying a lot of the weight of pumping up the paddleboard, and obviously it's a workout. So you know you're about to go work out whenever you're gonna get on the water, but it kind of adds to it whenever you have to pump everything up beforehand. So we decided it would be totally worth it, and it comes with extra pieces on the end, so you can blow up floats, you can blow up anything. It has all the different pieces to it. So, but we'll probably obviously mainly stick to just blowing up our paddle boards with it. So definitely recommend that if you don't want to get an arm workout in. It does take about, both of them are about 10 minutes or so to inflate, and then to deflate, it's about 5 minutes or so. It has a nozzle on the end, you just pull it, and then all the air goes out, and as you fold it, it kind of deflates a little bit more. And then whenever you fold it back up, it folds pretty flat, and then you just put it right back in the bag and zip it up. These little kits that are on Amazon, the ones that we've got of the paddle boards, they come with everything that you need. And honestly, they're a lot cheaper than the hard boards. So we've seen them range anywhere from like $600 to $1,000 at stores, or even places like Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy. But Amazon has the inflatable boards with all the reviews so that you can get an idea of like what's good, what's not so great. And they're usually between $200 and $300. So definitely can fit a budget if you are looking for something a little bit more budget friendly, but still totally functional. So I really think that we have two great options that we got on Amazon. So I would definitely recommend them. So just keep those factors in mind as far as inflatable, hardboard, and you know, whether or not you want to take it to other places. We'll probably take ours to other lakes and other, you know, beaches or anything like that. So we really like that. Probably if you have a dock nearby, or you live on the lake or the Gulf and you have a paddleboard dock or something, you could probably just get a hard one and hop on it and go that way. So it's just whatever works best for you. But so far we have really enjoyed paddleboarding, and we know we have so many other adventures planned to take them out. So I think that's all of the pointers that I wanted to share with you guys today. But of course, feel free to drop any questions or comments down in the comment box down below. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and stay tuned for more paddleboard adventures coming soon. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss an update from me. Alright you guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!